So you made the choice to leave WWE, come to Impact,
Correct.
sign the deal here. Talk about the decision to sign here as opposed to just staying independent and seeing what's out there. Given that you left WWE because you weren't happy with how they were utilizing you, why make the decision to sign here full time?
Well, it wasn't that I wasn't happy with the way I was being used or whatever, and they offered me more than double what I was already making, as a guarantee. And then when you're on the road, you make more and merchandise and all that stuff. So my thing, they treated me well. Everything was always great, and I've seen the company grow, from when I was there in the early 2000s to now, and all the benefits, that the wrestlers or performers are getting now, like instant care and all that stuff, and more money, and so I've watched them change for the better, and as companies grow, it's important to change for the better. But it was one of those things where there's a lot of men and women there, and they have to rotate the talent. So that means, a lot of talent, they're sitting at home, more, and that's not what I wanted to do, because we all know, as a talent, your days are limited, your window closes. So eventually that day will come, hopefully later than sooner. So I figured I would rather make less money and work more and be out in front of the fans, create memories for them and their children, because a lot of times, I've been doing this for 25 years, a lot of times people will come up to me, it's like, I used to watch you when I was a teenager, now I'm bringing my teenager and we're watching it together. That's why I try not to change my look that much, because it's like, nobody wants to see their superhero get old, let's face it, so that's why I try not to change my, change my look that much, because I want them to kind of see have that same experience. And with Impact and doing independent shows, I can go back to my hardcore roots. It's a little harder on the body, yes, but wrestling in general is hard on the body. So they have that experience, and we create memories, that will last a lifetime. Because people, it's a fact of life. We only live for so long, but memories, can last forever. So.
Thank you.
Oh, but I think there was a two-part question as far as leaving it.
The decision to sign with Impact.
Oh, signing with Impact, it was just it just fit, their direction, the talent that they have in the locker room, whether it's male or female, and it's just a great atmosphere in the locker room, and a lot of the companies I've worked for always had a great atmosphere in the locker room. ECW was a little different, but yeah, so it just fit, because I could work with guys like Michael Elgin, Moose, talented men, and we can get in there with women too. So I see a lot of women that are talented.
Nick Hausman, Wrestling Inc. You brought up how you're going back to your hardcore roots. How does Impact compare and contrast to your time in ECW?
It's kind of like we're not on the radar, and that's a nice thing, because when you're on the radar, you're opened up, from everybody attacking you, trying to change your formula, trying to, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, so it's like, all right, let's just go out there and do what we do and do it to the best of our ability, and we don't have the outside influence, and usually the outside influence, they have no idea what wrestling's all about, so that's a cool thing, we don't have people going, oh, that's violence against women. Well, no, women are competing with us in the ring, so if they're competing, let them compete, so, and if they get over on me, they get over on me. They were the better talent, and it's really cool, because we can kind of blaze a trail, even though the trail has been, blazed somewhat, like with ECW on extreme stuff, but we're blazing it in a different way. So
Cool.
It's like a side trail.
I got you. Thank you.
We had Moose out here earlier, and he called himself a hitman on ECW talent. And, he basically gave us his mindset on their match tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's your mindset going into that contest?
Well, he's a great athlete, He's very, I mean, he's always thinking, you know, um, whether it's on the football field or in the wrestling ring. I've watched a lot of his matches and I've worked with him a couple times in the ring. And I mean, he's so talented. And I can't take that away from him, but, we'll see how it goes. So obviously, I'm looking to put my best foot forward, but he is too. So, but just for the record, the gore is way better than the spear because of the lower center of gravity, and the leg strength, So I was just asked that question, what's better? Of course, I'm going to say the gore, but I try to, explain the dynamics and the pressure and torque and all the other big fancy words I can kind of throw in there, even if they don't fit. Sounds impressive, but yeah.
Miranda Morales from thechairshot.com. You've mentioned in previous interviews how it's important for you in this point of your career to be able to interact and even find new talent to bring to places like Impact. Right. What are things that you look for in up-and-coming talent?
Oh, good attitude. Nobody wants someone that's going to poison the locker room, and not everybody hangs out and this and that, so it's a family and it's a dysfunctional family. Whenever you have, a group of men and women together, you're going to have people with differences. So you got to have a good attitude. You've got to have a creative mind, even if something don't work for you, it might work for someone else, and if it works for someone else, then that means it works for the locker room and the company. So, like for example, I might not talk to someone. I'll say hi and bye or whatever, and sometimes you might not even run into each other. But if that person needed something, like a ride, a 5-hour ride, we'll help them out, So, you don't want someone that just is like, shuns everybody away, and that won't help someone out. You want someone that's creative to help other people out and themselves out. You want someone with ideas. You want someone that has that same passion for wrestling. And it's okay to be selfish sometimes, in wrestling. And Moose, he's selfish sometimes when it comes to that. But like, for example, Stone Cold Steve Austin, if he's selfish in certain ways to get him over to draw money, everybody else makes money too. So I'm not saying he was ever like that, but I'm just giving him an example. So if someone can be selfish in a way where it'll draw a lot of money, and then when that draws a lot of money, you're also creating a lot of memories for fans too, So and then when you're able to do that, you're able to help other people out. So, there's quite a few different things to look at when, and Impact is more open for newer talent opposed to WWE. Newer talent, there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of great talent. There's a lot of up-and-comers. The next John Cena is probably in NXT right now, or on the main roster. The next Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rock. The next Rock might be in our locker room or AEW. You never know, So you remember Steve Austin, he was wrestling for years before Stone Cold hit, So it's trying to find, trying to help, trying to groom. Because if I can find the next Steve Austin, well, hell, I did something great for the wrestling business. And it's not just me finding it, it's me helping give them the tools to achieve that. So.
You mentioned the tools, giving back and things like that. So what are some types of advice that some young talent or even fans may ask you on like a daily basis? Some questions that they want your specific answer for?
Usually watch their matches and what do I think? Everybody's different, on their questions, but the biggest thing is can you watch my match and give me advice? That's really, and I try to explain to them how to take the next step. Send your stuff out there. We all wait for that perfect moment, whether it's in love, whether it's in our profession. We always wait for that. We dream about it. We try to figure out how it's going to happen, and I always tell people, don't wait till you get a new outfit, because that's, I'll send my pictures when I get the new outfit. I'll send the pictures when I lose 5 more pounds. I go, did Vince McMahon wait for his phone to ring, or did he make the phone ring? I go, make the phone ring. I go, send your stuff. And then when you get your new outfit in 3 weeks, because it might not come, and then by the time it does come, you might be busy with something else, so, and you might not get those photos out. So send photos now. Then when you get your new ones, you can send updated photos. And then the person you're sending them to, the person that's in charge of hiring and all that, they'll say, wow, this person's a go-getter. You know, this person, not only does he have outfits, he gets new outfits. Oh, wow, he trimmed up 5 pounds. He looks even better. I don't know if you guys know the commentator Vic Joseph, WWE.
Yeah.
I'm his kid's godfather. I remember sitting. This is probably 7 years ago now. I sat in his front room, and he's like, Mike, Kevin Kelly couldn't get him to respond to his emails, and he was in baseball, really good job in baseball. Went to school for announcing and all that stuff. But his passion was with wrestling, and I seen that. The guy would literally sit in a car for 9 hours one way to drive to independent shows, watch a show, pick my brain, and figure out why. I would have him try to figure out the question he's asking me on his own, because I really think. And then, you see if he was right or wrong. But we put together a 5-year plan. He signed with WWE, I want to say like 4 years and 9 months since we, sat. And when I first met the guy, I didn't like him. And I very rarely, I thought he was a real asshole, right? So I talked to his girlfriend the whole time and bought her salad. We were at a bar restaurant, and I wasn't trying to pick her up, but soon later became his wife. But anyways, yeah, because he was flashing his card, to get the bartender's attention. I guess in college you do that. If they don't see money or a credit card in your hand, they tend to go to other people. So later on, that's what he told me. So the next time I seen him, he came, and this is what I always tell the younger generation: go to shows, even if you're not booked on it, and you're welcome there. Go to shows, watch, learn, try to figure it out, right? Mm-hmm. I actually wasn't on a show. Actually, show canceled. A buddy of mine was on a show in Ohio, and I'm like, well, I'll go there, sell some gimmicks, and then they can announce me and just have fun. I'm not going to make any money sitting at home, and it was a Saturday. And then here comes Vic, hobbling in on crutches. He was in a car accident, and I'm like, I literally go, oh, this effing guy again. I thought that to myself. So that's when he said, hey, do you mind if I sit with you and pick your brain? And from that point on, what if we never connected? Alicia Taylor, she's the ring announcer for NXT. We became friends. She went to a show that I was on. She was friends with a wrestler, Jake something, and then she was a drummer and all that stuff. And I met her, just talked, a very good conversation. We became friends. And then I knew she would interview wrestlers and all that stuff. And finally I go, did you ever think about doing backstage and stuff? And I knew she had a good attitude. She's a hard worker. She didn't drink. She didn't do drugs. She was very aggressive as far as putting the best thing out there, like product, and doing a great job. So I asked her, I'm like, okay, so, and then next thing you know, got the ball rolling. And I don't take credit for them being employed. It's them doing the work, giving them advice, figuring out if it was right for them, and putting the wheels in motion, So that's what I tell a lot of people, you're the one that ultimately has to do it. I can give you advice. And then when I watch matches, I figure out what they did right, because nobody wants to go, well, you did this, and this wrong. Well, then you feel like a piece of crap. But if you tell people, well, you did this right, and I don't, smoke and mirror it, it's like, yeah, I'll find what they did right, and then what they need to work on, and then what they need to do to make that next step. So
Thank you.
it's a long-winded answer.
I think that's pretty good for now.
I was just gonna ask, what's up with Big Daddy's Boatyard? How's it
Oh
going?
yeah, that's my marina.
Yeah.
Big Daddy's Boatyard is going strong. We're looking for a great season with the high waters. Our docks have been above the water. Everybody else in Bulls Harbor, their docks were underwater, but they've been working with the high waters, and they'll definitely go down. And we're just enjoying the high waters because we don't have to dredge, and dredging is very expensive. So, but unless I get you all out there in little boats, rowboats, and we can dig it out by hand,
Totally
get you guys some beer, run some wrestling tapes, we're good to go.
I'm in.
So, all right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rhino.
We have to pose for one for a photo.
Oh, yeah.